consistency and old head there again, you see. He didn't just have a full bloody shot, he bent it as well. Andy Dow! It's hard for the keepers then when they bend.
Steve Brown then touching it back now for Jason Cousins. Brown again. I'm going to run down the outside, having a go at young Terry Skiverton. Dave Carroll uses the back door. Mark West now, one of the most experienced players in the Wycombe lineup. Coming away though, and Terry Skiverton now. Steve Brown back with the keeper. Dave Carroll was an England semi-pro. And interesting one or two of the top flight clubs, Dave Carroll, after a fine season for Wycombe. Jason Cousins, the man deep lying on the edge of their own penalty area.
Wycombe will find it hard here if these youngsters keep playing at this pace. They're going to find it hard to break ground. Just as long as one of them don't make a mistake.
First chance of the game, and it's just wide from Jason Cousins. Super burst up from the back. They were feeling that he was in the area then.
Certainly looks so, doesn't it? Certainly looks so though.
Graham Ricks. Randy Dow. Mussy, is it? A 19-year-old. Boy from the East End of London, Mussy, is it? Andy Dow. Ricks. Can he release him? That's Mussy, is it, over there with the keeper who's got in a bit of a mess. Chuck Musadik getting himself out of trouble, but he's out of the area now. Once and twice, saves the day. Came off the chest. Quick substitution being made by Wycombe. Mark West is the man going off. And coming on is Tim Langford. Forward they signed from Telford in March. Underway straight away again. Mussy is it with the toe in for Chelsea. Up in the air off Tim Langford. Andy Dow. Mussy is it that was laying it back for Ricks. Andy Dow's got a little bit of space now. Here comes Langford now for Wycombe, tries to run his way through. Unlucky.
Great effort here. Great effort, sorry, yeah, great effort. Just hit the side post.
That's the effort of the game so far from Tim Langford. Dave Carroll now. Wycombe starting to get into their stride. Langford again. Tim Langford, he's a betting man, but he never bets on Wycombe Wanderers, he tells me. It's again. Space now. Skiverton. Keeper came hurtling out and he's got another go. Just a little bit boisterous then was Chuck Musadik. Fans in front of us, the Wycombe fans on their feet, loving that one.
It's shootout time.
There it is. No goals. Wycombe against Chelsea. We're into the shootout scenario for the second time tonight.
You know, they play some good football. They kept their discipline, and you know, this Wycombe side are a good side, and so you know, they've done themselves proud tonight, the lads.
And it might not be over yet if they can keep their nerve and rattle home a shootout to get one advantage. It's not 5, as I said earlier in the evening, but Dave Carroll, 5 seconds now to beat Nick Colgan, and Colgan is beaten. 1-0 to Wycombe. Almost got his body behind that one. The arm just snaked out. Yeah. And that means that Graham Ricks must score because it's a sudden death shootout. Now Graham Ricks, you might recall, missed the penalty in somewhat more pressurised circumstances in the Commonwealth Cup final of 1980. Here he is in the shootout again.
Well, Graham will be disappointed there. He tried to nutmeg the keeper, I think. He's done everything right apart from sticking it through his legs. He's just got a little touch here, I think. Yeah, he's tried the nutmegs. And it was right, but the keeper just got his big backside down to stop it. Ricks will be disappointed. Take a little bit of stick off the lads, but they did all right, the young lads.
Chuck Musadik then, the goalkeeper, with the save, that sends Wycombe through into the next round. They won 1-0 on the shootout. Goalless it was in normal time.
Wycombe tonight, they've certainly got some supporters here, right in front of us.
Sinclair, off the chin I think was that, of Chuck Musadik, the Moroccan-born goalkeeper. Actually played for England's schoolboys. Did Chuck?
He won't need to have a shave tomorrow morning, will he?
He took it full on the chin. Anything will do though. Bradley Allen with the break. Unlucky Bradley. Second opening he's had.
Great piece of football, both ends there. Wonderful tackle by Rufus Brezit. Then Bradley Allen going away, firing a shot that the goalkeeper didn't know much about, and Brown just cushioning it back to the keeper.
They're leaving Mark West up, virtually goal hanging on the edge of the D. Wycombe, and here he is now, trying to go past Brevitt.
I think that's where Peter Osgood and I would be these days, goal angling.
Here he is again. He's got Brown making a run for him. Now he finds him. Yes! 1-0 to Wycombe. Beautifully crafted goal. And taken well by Steve Brown.
Lovely goal. Great speed, great football ability there to turn, roll it through. There's the goalkeeper opening his legs, and Mr. Brown, ex-Northampton, saying thank you very much, and all these Wycombe Wanderers fans in front of us, highly delighted.
That was neat by Jason Cousins, and even daring, and it's worked because Langford has a chance to seal the game, but Roberts had other ideas.
Yes, they're throwing caution to the wind now.
And that's it. Wycombe have beaten Queen's Park Rangers by a goal to 0. Steve Brown got it, and then they successfully managed to close out the whole of the second half.
Tell them supporters it doesn't mean anything to them. They're here to enjoy themselves. I'm the manager. Thumbs up. Here we go into the next round.
Martin O'Neill then has led his troops into the semi-finals. They've beaten Queen's Park Rangers by 1-0. Still no goals then. West Ham against Wycombe in the semi-final. Down for Cousins. Good save, Ian Farr. Earns his corner again. He's a big, tall goalkeeper, and he got right down to the surface as the half-time whistle blows.
He gets a deflection here, you see as well. Look, he's going, and all of a sudden he gets a deflection. Makes the save even greater. As you say, for a big man, tremendous the way he got down to that. Couldn't have seen it till late.
Hammers making a substitution. Matthew Rush comes on as Mike Marsh goes off. Matthew Rush with 1 goal this season in the Premiership. He came into the West Ham side very late on in the campaign. Scored it against Ipswich. We're off and running. 5 minutes to go then in the semi-final. The second semi-final. West Ham 0, Wycombe 0. And the winners will meet Wimbledon in the final. Mark West holding it up now with Steve Potts right behind him off the backboard. Bishop taken into the arms of Chuck Musadik, former Spurs apprentice Chuck Musadik. And he's had a very good evening. Might be able to see 1 or 2 darts being thrown onto the pitch. Paper darts, I hasten to add, not the variety you get in the pub. The fans are saying, hold up some of the programmes. Dave Carroll. Jason Cousins has got plenty of space. 3 hammers there between him and the goal. The square for Dave Carroll. Mark West. Back into Cousins. He was in the area then. Was he not? Oh, the goal has been given. And Wycombe lead in the semi-finals. West Ham might well say he was in the area.
Certainly looked like it to me. Yes, I would definitely say that was in the area. No doubt about that. I'm surprised the ref, because he was right there as well.
Well, they say you need a bit of luck to win a cup. They've had a bit of a stroke, I think. Because Wycombe, the 3rd division side, lead West Ham of the Premiership by a goal to nil. They've already beaten Chelsea in a shootout. They've beaten QPR. They're going for their third top-flight scalp of the night. And Wycombe will meet Wimbledon in the final if it stays like this.
Well, it's a good play again by Wycombe. Let's be fair, that the lad still got in there, made a nice little run in and got space, and he tucked the ball away well.
He's got his tactics well sorted out as Matthew Rush tries to wreck him. But the keeper was down again. Musadik with a safe save.
Everything sticks, doesn't it? You know, he doesn't let anything go. He's a very confident keeper. Looking very confident tonight.
And that's it! The whistle blows! Wycombe have knocked out West Ham by a goal to nil. Mark West got it. A triumph for Martin O'Neill for his tactics and his team's hard work.
Yeah, so he's certainly done a good job. I'm pleased for them. They deserved it. It's not a fluke. They've worked hard. They look like a team, and they play for each other. And they're going to run tonight until they drop. They really have done well.
The first time Wycombe have been in the London five-a-sides, they make it through to the final. They'll meet Wimbledon in that final. They've beaten West Ham by 1 goal to nil.
Down here pitch side with Martin O'Neill. Martin, your team have surprised a few people tonight. Have they surprised you?
I think they have. Well, they've surprised, you mentioned they've surprised everyone, and I think myself included. But we're entitled to be half decent at this because that's all we ever do is play five-a-sides. So no, they've done wonderfully well, the players, and just a magnificent effort. We come here complete underdogs, and we're now in the final. So everything's been a bonus after the first round.
Not everybody likes playing Wimbledon, Martin. How are you going to approach that one?
No problem at all. We've got absolutely no fear of anyone here tonight. None at all. Referee, I'm hoping, will protect us if there's any strong-arm tactics. I'm quite sure there won't be.
The Wimbledon players, we're told, are on £25 a man tonight. What about your boys?
The Wimbledon players on £25
per man from Sam Hammad if they win.
Well, I'm thinking now, the chairman might not like me to say this here, but all the prize money I'm hoping is going to the players.
OK, Martin, thanks very much indeed. Good luck in the final.
Thank you very much.
Referee for the final is Calvin Morton from Bury St Evans. Wycombe Wanderers, if you need the identification by now, in the two-tone blue quartered shirts, traditional colours, based on their background. And they used to have Oxford and Cambridge University players playing for them. This is Robbie Earle early on. And the reserve goalkeeper at Adams Park, Musadik's done very well tonight.
Yes, as I say, I've been very impressed with him. He's a confident lad.
It's beginning to look like a shootout here. 10 seconds remaining as the crowd go through the ice hockey-like ritual. There's no ice here, though.
It's nice to see they still stayed. That's the main thing, you know. It's not a very attractive final, but they've stayed on and they've made quite a lot of noise. It's nice to see that.
Well, it's going to be Dave Carroll first, and suddenly Martin O'Neill looking very intent and interested. They swapped this, I'm sure, for getting through in the playoffs. But now here's Carroll. No, he's foiled by Neil Sullivan, a young man who's come back from a broken leg this year. Now, this puts the pressure on because this is Stuart Castledine, who has already got a couple in shootouts tonight earlier in the competition. If he scores, Wimbledon have won it. He's only got 5 seconds, and he put that one over anyway, and the whistle had gone. It wouldn't have counted if he put in the rebound because the whistle went before he hit it.
No, that's right. That's the first time I've seen somebody try to go around the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's going to smother, we all know that, and he's just gone to drag it, and he just didn't drag it quite enough. He could have took another touch on there, Ian, and he had an open goal. Look, he could have took another touch again with his left foot. The keeper couldn't have come back from that.
Cousins for Wycombe has done it. Jason Cousins puts that away emphatically.
Well, see, he's not let the keeper get too close to him here, look. So he's hit it right underneath him, look, before he can come out and smother it. Well taken. Super. Deserves it, that lad, Cousins, as well.
He was the best player during normal time, I thought.
Super.
So, Elkins has got to do this. He hasn't done it. And Wycombe Wanderers, in their first season in league football, have won the Evening Standard London five-a-sides, and don't tell them that it doesn't mean a thing. Look at that.
They've certainly come here to enjoy themselves. They've given great entertainment. And I tell you what, you know, it's talking about the underdogs coming and winning tonight, but tremendous. I'm pleased for Martin. I'm pleased for all the fans that are still here at Wycombe. And you can see there's plenty of them. And the players were tremendous. Well played, Wycombe.
Lots of fans have travelled down the M14 to support Wycombe Wanderers. And this is how it went wrong, first of all, for Wycombe Wanderers, for Wimbledon with Gary Alkins. Well done, look at that. That's the spirit. Vinnie Jones and Martin O'Neill. £10,000
yes,
for Wycombe Wanderers.
Marvellous, absolutely brilliant.
What a story this is, and I'm sure this will be splashed over the back page of the Standard tomorrow. First time ever in the London five-a-side championships for the Evening Standard, a cheque for £10,000, and this historic five-a-side football championship trophy goes to the Wanderers of Wycombe. And we also say good luck in the playoffs, lads, as well.
Well, we've had some great nights here during the season. We've had Nookie Bear with Martin O'Neill talking to the right arm of Roger De Courcy. That was really excellent. And we've had some really good speakers down here during the season, and I'm sure tonight will be no exception with our main speaker, a great name from the world of boxing, who won the World Light Heavyweight Championship in 1974, and you'll be hearing all about that later on, John Conte. Thank you, John. More of that to come. And very ably supported by a comedian that we've had the pleasure of listening to previously. He's really outstanding. I'm sure you're going to enjoy his repartee this evening. Welcome, please, Mike Farrell.
Tonight, a raffle prize that no one's had before, and that is the 1995-96 red and black striped away kit.
Nice to see everybody participating in the raffle towards the club, and within a raffle last night they had some super prizes. They had a George Graham watch, the big hand, the little hand and the back hand.
Well, John Conte, really nice to have you here at Adams Park, Wycombe Wanderers. Your first visit to the club?
Yeah, it is, but I've been here before, Wycombe and that, you know, but not to Wycombe Wanderers. I can play at Hazelmere Golf Club for the Frankie Vaughan Golf Classic, because I play a lot of golf. And I play it every year here at Hazelmere. It's not too far away, is it?
So we know you as a former world light heavyweight champion, 1974, Jorge Hagamada?
Yeah, Empire Hill, Wembley. Yeah, it was packed. It was a great night, fantastic. It was for the vacant light heavyweight championship of the world, vacated by Bob Foster from Albuquerque, and I got a 15-round punch decision Harry Gibbs was the referee, and he scored 142 to 147, which is fantastic. Best night, you know, one of my best nights of my life.
Now, having retired, I know you do play a lot of golf, but also you do a lot of work around the circuits with the clubs and the talking now.
Yeah, I do. I'm on the after dinner circuit. I've been doing that for the last 6 years, and I just got onto it, just talking a bit about my career and that, and then you have a bit of a laugh with it. It's really nice, like, and you have a meal, you eat, you meet a great bunch of fellas, and ladies as well, because I do mixed dues as well now. You know, mixed dues at these sporting dues. So I enjoy it. It's a good experience.
You told some marvellous boxing stories tonight, but not just stories that involved you, but a few gags mixed in as well.
Yeah, well, I get them from the comedians as well. My own sort of natural Scouse humour, you know, you're looking for a gag, something funny to say anyway. In a way, it's just sort of thing. But it's the stories and then the natural bit, and I get a bit from, I work usually with a comedian when I'm on at the dinners, and they give me bits and pieces and stuff, and they were the ones who really got it together for me in the written way, you know, put stuff together. You give them your story, bits of your story, your life or your boxing career, and they just build around that, you know, with some humorous gags and all that.
You're a very fit man, and you do have to keep yourself fit. Is it golf you mainly get involved in, or do you run, or what other things do you do?
Well, I used to do a lot of running, and I used to be in the gym as well, gymming in the gym and running too. But over the last few years, I found it very difficult to sort of keep up, certainly to the standard I used to. And I've been putting the old weight on with the dinners as well. I found it harder to train and take it off. But I think I sort of hit a bit of a rock bottom with that, and I'm just about now getting ready to sort of psych myself up to get back into the gym, just to work on the punch bag or something, you know. Because there's something you usually do, or the speed or the skipping, certainly the bag work and all that. At least it's something I'm doing. Whereas I think, well, I've always thought, well, if I don't run, I can't go in the gym, because I've got to have my lungs sort of, you know, get a bit of my breath like before I can go in the gym. But at the same time, if I'm not doing that, then I don't go in the gym, don't do nothing. So I'm better off just going in the gym. At least I'm doing something. Get a little bit fitter than what I am at the moment, you know. Not too bad, but I could do with taking a few pounds off.
But nonetheless, you're a fine example to anybody that's in the boxing game and has been at the very top like you have. So many fighters suffer from the squash nose, don't they, and the cauliflower ears, and a bit of trouble with the speech. Yeah. I mean, you come out of it very well.
Well, I started off like that. I got knocked straight. That's the trick, you see, you know. He said, take up boxing, have an operation. By the time I got the money, I didn't need the operation. We got some good surgeons in that ring.
Welcome back. The holders then, Wycombe against Brentford. Commentators Ray Clements again and Ian Dark.
Thanks a lot, Richard. Wycombe Wanderers surprised everybody by winning the championship the first time they entered this last year. It was a great success for them, and the man of the tournament last year is in goal for them again. Chuck Musadik, the reserve goalkeeper. Jason Cousins, very experienced right back. Dave Carroll scores plenty of goals from midfield. Steve Brown. Then they've got Steve McGavin, signed in March from Barry Price, Birmingham. Michael Bell wears number 6. And Simon Garner, the 36-year-old compulsive goal scorer. Away they go then against Brentford, who have some big fish to fry. They hope to be back at Wembley in an entirely different capacity soon in the playoff final. But of course Huddersfield are in their way on Wednesday night. 1-1, that stands. Wycombe, who for once missed promotion this year. 22. That is John Hooker. His shot. Here's Dave Carroll. Made the breakthrough, and now Garner. 36 years of age now, and he'll be celebrating the championship triumph of his old mates at Blackburn Rovers. Oh, here's Carroll with a great chance. Oh, inside of the post and out. Good start by Wycombe. I think they mean business again. It's a strongish looking side, Ray.
Well, it certainly is, and you know, they've got Simon Garner with so much experience at the front. He's played a million five-a-side games, and he knows how to hold it up, how to use the boards, how to bring people into the game.
Wycombe Wanderers made a habit of knocking out teams from the Premiership in last year's competition. Brentford in their red and white stripes. What a season they've had, with David Webb piloting the way. It's going to be a Brentford free kick.
Free kick to Brentford. Coming the Brentford fans, coming to the Wycombe fans, let's see some noise!
Wycombe would certainly be favourites against some of the reserves and fringe players from Griffin Park. Cousins getting that away. The former bailiff who's turned to a full-time professional footballer, and a pretty good one, I reckon, too. Good right back, I think, Cousins.
Yes, very much so, yeah. He's become a regular in Wycombe's side there, and he's very, very dependable, very comfortable on the ball.
Garner will take the free kick for Wycombe Wanderers. Just missed the playoffs this time round. Steve Brown, down he goes under the challenge of Hooker. Carroll. Wycombe turned up here last year not really knowing what the whole thing was all about. I think they thought it was just going to be a bit of a fun night out, and they went on and on and on and on and won the thing.
I think professional footballers, when it comes to something like this, once it starts they don't want to be a loser, and that's proved to be once they get out on this pitch. There's a lot of joviality in the dressing rooms underneath over that far side there, but when they come out on the pitch they both mean business.
Ravenscroft takes it. This is Hooker again. He's not frightened to try his luck with that left foot. Hasn't quite found the range or the power yet. Musadik, the Moroccan-born goalkeeper. Fancy stuff from him. Garner trying to get in behind the big Rastafarian defender of Gus Hurdle. Rastafarian hairstyle anyway. Brown can't find a way through. Now then, Hooker again. Ravenscroft. Brentford wearing their squad numbers. Ravenscroft has number 13 because he insists on wearing it. He says 13 is his lucky number. Let's see if it is. Oh, it nearly was then.
Well, it so very nearly was there. I don't think the keeper knew too much about that when it hit him on the hand there. It could so easily have bounced back in.
Coming forward from the back was Hurdle. Here he is again. Wycombe Wanderers last year, I seem to remember that they were extremely hard to break down. If you can play such a thing as a tight defensive sort of formation in this, they managed to do that. They concentrated on not giving goals away. Here's Cousins. Doesn't often turn up on that side of the pitch when he's playing on the bigger pitch for Wycombe. He's a right back. Hurdle. You've got to keep him off that left foot, I would think.
Well, certainly Hooker's had 3 shots now with that left foot, and 2 have been comfortably saved, but that one there was high, wide and handsome. But you mentioned about playing defensively in this game. I think it's very, very, very difficult because it's such a quick pace. The ball's transferred from one end of the field to the other so quickly. Very difficult.
Garner almost scoring with about 7 seconds of the half left. He's got 12 in the first team, the remarkable veteran striker. There's the half-time. No goals as yet. Still haven't had one of those shootouts. I want to see one, actually. I'm looking forward to one.
Well, we've been close to it in a couple of occasions so far, but it hasn't quite happened. Here we see the Garner chance there. Just can't direct it with his left foot into the corner of the net there, but how many times through his career have we seen him score those sort of goals?
Still holds the record as the Blackburn goal scorer Simon Garner on the left of the picture there. 192 goals he got for them, although Alan Shearer may have other ideas in the future, of course. He's closing, isn't he? That's Asaba. He's been in the first team once or twice. Hurdle, that was a difficult bounce from Musadik.
A good shot from Hurdle there. He really is. I saw him playing Gary Phillips' testimonial last week, and he does have the ability from distance to strike those sort of shots.
Brown, this might fall for Garner, and he only needs half a side of goal. Of course, he's been playing alongside another golden oldie in Cyril Regis this year. Garner, he really did work the opportunity well.
He's still got very quick feet, hasn't he? I mean, there was no real space there. Just look how quickly he adjusts his feet, gets it onto his left foot, but just can't hit the target with the final shot.
Dave Carroll has come all the way from non-league days with Wycombe Wanderers right the way through to Division 2, and I'm sure is quite capable of playing at an even higher level. It's a Saba hurdle with the cross shot. Still 0-0 and time running out. Here's Carroll. Brown. Saba again. He's been in the first team a few times.
Yes, he spent the back end of the season on loan at Colchester, but obviously with the strike force that Brentford had this year, his chances in the first team have been pretty limited.
Yes, Taylor and Forster have really taken the eye for them. A low shot. Well wide.
Substitution's been made here
from Gus Hurdle.
We're coming to Wycombe County. You better stop making a bit of noise here. And Brentford, come on down.
Carroll for Wycombe Wanderers, the champions in defence of this London five-a-sides crown. And now who's come on there? Number 6 is Michael Bell for Wycombe Wanderers.
He's a very tricky winger, is Bell. He really has got a very good left foot, and they need a little bit of trickery now to get them into the next round.
Here is this trickery. Has he got the finish? He hasn't. It's saved by the keeper, Neil Mason. Another of those left foot shots. Now that cannons almost alongside Ray Clements, about 18 rows back. It's one of the good things with the crowd here. They're really involved all the time.
Oh, the atmosphere is tremendous here. It really is. I mean, a couple of the games when they've got to a really close finish, it really has got everybody in the stadium. Whatever team they support, everybody's gone on somebody's side, and it really has lifted the atmosphere.
Hooker has had more shots than anybody else without finding the target yet. Ravenscroft, his way blocked though by Bell. Brentford, I'm sure, are going all out to make a big effort in this. That's Hooker again, but they'd give anything and swap anything here for a victory on Wednesday night in that playoff game with Huddersfield. Apparently it was a brilliant game, the first one yesterday. Oh, Ravenscroft wouldn't quite fall for him. Now then, Bell again. 5 goals in the first team this year, Bell. McGavin, number 5. Bell, number 6. McGavin again. And then Carroll. Oh, they'll have to be careful here. McGavin goes down. Play on, says Calvin Morton, the referee. McGavin cost £175,000 from Birmingham City. He used to be with Wycombe's great Vauxhall Conference rivals, Colchester. So Martin O'Neill would have known him from those days. Who gets the breakthrough here, I wonder, Ray?
Well, you could, neither side is in the ascendancy, is it? Both sides are breaking at each other, and it could go either way, but I've just got a feeling you're going to get your wish, and it could well go to the shootout.
Or will it? Oh, a tremendous effort from Asaba. That was nearly the breakthrough for Brentford, but we're now counting down the seconds as about a half a minute, I would guess. There's Martin O'Neill. He's one of the few managers who's actually here tonight. Most of the teams are in the charge of coaches. Cousins, this is his kick. Not long to go. There are 10 seconds. Can Hooker find a shot in here? Here's the countdown. This is going to be a goalless draw. It's going to go to the shootout unless Bell can score with that. Oh! Well, McGavin had the ball in the net there, but the whistle had gone. Goodness me, that really was a close run thing. McGavin scores, but the whistle had gone, Ray.
Well, that really was close, because I think he'd actually struck it. I think it's about now that the whistle goes. So, yes, the referee was right. That was so close.
Well, goodness me, I think the whistle went as the ball was about 3 yards from the line. Now we're going to have one of the shootouts. It's not a conventional penalty shootout. It's one of those where the player starts from the halfway line and then runs in on the goalkeeper and has 5 seconds in which to score.
Well, Chuck Masadak, he's really keyed up for this one. He's prowling around his goal area there. Can't wait for it to start because he can see yet again a chance of being a real hero here again this evening.
It's sudden death this. They won't have 5 each. So, horrible pressure on somebody, and well, Musadik, who was the big hero in this situation last year, will he do it again? The goalkeepers really are, they can make themselves heroes, can't they here? There's nothing to lose.
Exactly, nothing to lose whatsoever. They can only win in this situation because if they get their side through, they'll be in the programme, the local papers about getting that side through. If they don't, well, they're not supposed to save it anyway.
Ravenscroft will be first against Musadik. Ravenscroft for Brentford. He has 5 seconds to get that ball in the net. The goalkeeper can advance out of his penalty area if necessary. Here we go. Yes, he's done it. He did it very well.
Well, he certainly did, didn't he? I mean, a lot of pressure on the first one. But he just dummies here, just tries to get the keeper off balance. There he gets him off balance and just tucks it past him. That's a good finish.
And now it's Dave Carroll for Wycombe Wanderers against Neil Mason, the Brentford goalkeeper. And the pressure really is on Carroll here. If he does not score, Brentford go through. Here we go. Can Carroll do it? Yes, cool as you like. One apiece.
Mason tried something different there. He just walked towards him and just tried to kid him that it was going to be so easy to save the shot. But no, that's a good finish there by Carroll. Close to Mason's body, but he couldn't make a save.
Well, they're all asking who fancies it next. It's Hooker now for Brentford. Yeah. No, he was inside the box. He was inside the box when he put it in the net. He's not allowed inside the box. The goalkeeper's allowed out. The player isn't allowed in. Now watch here.
Yes, dummies him beautifully, and it just rolls in the box there. That's a correct decision, but it's a harsh one, isn't it?
It was a bit borderline, wasn't it, really? Well, now it's Steve McGavin. Now, if he scores, Wycombe are through. They're the shootout experts. McGavin has put Wycombe through. Brentford go out, and the deadline signing, Steve McGavin's the hero for Wycombe.
Well, I don't know if he's paid his fee back with that, but certainly it puts him through the next round.
No, not quite all the fee, I don't think, not in the London five-a-sides, but that'll do for Wycombe. The champions go through. Here, Dermot Gallagher is the referee for this one. Final quarter-final, and they'll meet Millwall in the semis, the winner. Cut out by Bowery. Here's Carroll. Wycombe Wanderers won in a shootout in the last round against Brentford. And Crystal Palace came through very emphatically 3-0 against Leyton Orient with Dyer, Pitcher and Vincent, who isn't among the starters here, scoring. It's cut out by Damien Matthew, the former Chelsea man, who's still finding it hard to break through at Palace. Good effort from him. Carroll getting it away. Here's Cousins. Who do you fancy here? Oh, McGavin. Carroll just wide. Clive.
Sorry, Ian, I was miles away.
You were engrossed in it, weren't you?
I certainly was. I was just about to say Crystal Palace, and Wycombe had an open goal. I do fancy Crystal Palace, actually. I thought they were very impressive in the first game. Wycombe a little bit fortunate, went to a shootout, but Palace looked strong.
It's McGavin again. He's being held back there quite clearly by Pitcher. Free kick, Wycombe.
We can't hear those Wycombe Wanderers.
Wycombe have proved themselves real tough nuts to crack in this five-a-sides. Over the last couple of years, they're unbeaten in it, of course. It was the first time they'd entered last year. Cousins can't get there. Bell. Carroll. No, not quite. Saved by Jimmy Glass, the young goalkeeper. He was out on loan at Portsmouth and displaced the long-serving Alan Knight for a couple of games this year. Well, the carnival atmosphere of earlier on has given way to really serious intent to go out and win this championship now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think after getting over the first hurdle, the first game, once that's out of the way, all of a sudden they start to think, well, could this be our evening? And they're certainly putting everything into this now.
These players still hard at work, while many are G-mob happy at the moment, off on their holidays, thinking of beaches and the sun. A few have still got work to do, of course, in the playoffs, and right here tonight in the five-a-sides, including Bobby Bowery here. Cousins, always a tough tackling defender. Bowery with some fancy footwork. Crystal Palace, whose manager Alan Smith resigned today. That is not a shock after all the talk we've heard in recent weeks. A very sad business, really, his split and the acrimonious ending. Was it only a year ago they were promoted as champions?
Yeah, and they finished fourth in the last four of the two cup competitions. That's a disastrous season, really. Obviously, relegation has been the big issue, but Alan Smith felt it's time to go. Very unfortunate, very nice man.
Yeah, he really is. And so, I must say, I'm personally very sorry to see the back of him. That's going to be a free kick to Palace. Comes out here to Pitcher. It was an Alan Smith signing, of course, from Charlton Athletic, the deal that took the good goal scorer White in the opposite direction. Here's Pitcher again. Still 0-0 here. Damien Matthew, that's too tight. Looks for the rebound from the boards. It's a strong squad Palace have sent, isn't it?
It is a strong side.
So too is the Wycombe one. This is Steve McGavin. Now it's Bell.
They've come here as champions, obviously, and they're not going to give up the trophy lightly this evening.
Of course, we know Palace will be without Alan Smith next season, but will Martin O'Neill stay at Wycombe? There's always speculation about him. That's Dyer.
Well, there is so much speculation around at the moment, Ian, and I don't think anybody could say who's going to be managing and who's going to be playing where, especially not for another couple of months at least.
It's all part of the fascination, of course. The season may end, but there's all the transfer talk, and we'll keep you right up to date with it on this channel. Bruce Dyer. That's nicely done by McGavin. Oh, he's got away there. Looks to have lost a bit of weight to me, Steve McGavin, from his days in the conference when he was at Colchester. Carroll. Dave Carroll, by the way, who just had that shot, used to play for Wembley Town, just down the road from here, so it's sort of a Wembley to Wembley journey for him. Oh, misplaced corner though, behind Bell. Here's Bruce Dyer. Things haven't quite worked out for him this season, after starring for the England under-21 side in Toulon last summer.
That's right, he had a tremendous summer, beginning of season just finished, and obviously great expectations of him. Came with a high price from Watford and never really established himself consistently in the Palace side this year.
Yeah, just a couple of goals in 31 appearances, a lot of them as sub. Cousins into the second half. Wycombe Wanderers in their traditional two-tone blue shirts. Pitcher was being pulled back. The referee played a good advantage. Dyer again. Cousins was tugging away at his shirt. Oh, a neat back heel from Matthew, but no one to take advantage. Otherwise, that really would have been nifty. Bell. Oh, he really got some power into it, and well saved, Jimmy Glass. McGavin. Still McGavin. Oh, it just hit the outside of the post and bounced away. That was so close for Wycombe Wanderers.
Yeah, tight angle. Great left foot drive across the goal and just hit the outside of the post. Game is very, very evenly poised at this stage.
I think Wycombe want to make a substitution for the next possible opportunity. But Carroll here has come away. Oh, good ball too to Bell. Terrific break from Wycombe. And off picture above head height, free kick, Wycombe. Substitution to be made. McGavin comes off and Simon Garner comes on. I wonder whether those 36-year-old legs of his can stretch out and provide a decisive goal here.
Obviously tactically rested this first period of the game. Looked very sharp in the first game, obviously made way later on as he tired, but this time Martin O'Neill looking to just inject a little bit of impetus with Simon Garner, and hopefully if he can turn the game with a nice little goal.
Good save again by Jimmy Glass. So he's finding it hard to make a breakthrough at Crystal Palace. This is Carroll. Could be the number 3 there at the moment behind Martin and Wilmot. That's Bowery's shot which hit Cousins. Still 0-0. And Garner, very tight angle. He'd do well to score from there. Comes out to Bell. Dyer's challenge on him was decisive. I think Bell thought he was fouled.
I think he was very fortunate to get away with that. Bell was obviously the favourite.
Picture.
It's amazing, Ian. You start to comment on one end of the pitch and the next minute there's a shot, and Pitcher obviously having a chance for Palace at the other within seconds.
Picture again. Unless you can't blink here. Oh, goodness me. Now that was something out of the World Wrestling Federation, really, from Carroll.
This is fierce now, it's boiling up. No one's given an inch.
Carroll brings it away again. Finds Garner. Again, it's a tight angle. And it won't bounce out to a blue shirt. Darren Picture. Again, Lusadik, who seems to specialise in starring in this five-a-side championship, getting in the way. Garner. Oh, a terrific effort that from Garner. He just bought a little quarter of a yard of space to get that effort in. And the man sitting alongside me, Clive Allen, will appreciate those skills because he's produced them a few times himself.
Tremendous work by Garner, obviously trademark of his. Back to goal, dropped his shoulder, moved the ball, great feet, and ended up, unfortunately, just dragged the shot slightly wide.
Deserved the goal, it really did from Garner, that. But it's still goalless. Damien Matthew. Bowery lets it run. Dyer. Bit of a tired effort. And it really does drain the legs at the end of a long season. Bell's still got plenty of life about his, though. Won't quite fall to Cousins, will it?
Game certainly opened up now. It's going from end to end. So a few tired legs out there.
30 seconds, Wembley.
Carroll, last few seconds. Anything now would be absolutely decisive. Again, it's Dave Carroll for Wycombe Wanderers. Place in the semi-finals at stake. That's a foul by him.
A 10-second countdown to a penalty shootout. 10.
Last 10 seconds. It looks like Wycombe are heading for another shootout. They won the final last year on a shootout. They won in the first round this year on a shootout. Now, do they do it again in a quarter-final?
Well, they certainly know what it's all about. They've been there before. Last round they made it. They won in a shootout last year.
There's this Garner effort. This could have won it.
Yeah, superb turn. Great strike. Unfortunately, just pulling it fraction wide. But a piece of skill like that, that's why he came on at that stage of the game. Obviously capable of doing things like that.
Well, again, young Chuck Musadik, the Moroccan-born goalkeeper, is going to have to do his stuff. He shakes hands with Jimmy Glass. Those two will be central characters in the drama. Remember, the winners go through to play Millwall. It's a really young crowd here tonight. There's a lot of children really enjoying themselves, and that's good to see.
I'll tell you what's good, Ian, is all the different coloured shirts on the terraces. They're all choosing who they want to support, and they're getting behind these two sides. There's there's boys there, West Ham shirts on, Brentford shirts, and these two teams, obviously, Chuck Musadik is certainly appreciative of the crowd getting behind them.
Well, they'll be engrossed in this. It's another shootout. Dave Carroll, well, he has already scored in the earlier shootout against Brentford. Carroll against Jimmy Glass, and Carroll does not score this time. No second bite at it anyway, even if Carroll had picked it up and scored. Carroll had made the save. That was it and all about it. So it's Darren Pitcher, and if he scores this, Palace go through and the champions will be dethroned. It's Darren Pitcher, and he never really looked like doing it, did he?
No, I think the ball will run away from him a little bit. Darren seemed to be chasing it, didn't have it quite under control. Just here, one extra little touch, gave the goalkeeper the opportunity to come and smother, which he did very well.
Now they've got Steve McGavin now, Wycombe. And he's the other fellow who did score last time. Striker by name and nature. McGavin, no, he hasn't done it either. I'll tell you what, it's difficult, isn't it, this?
It's certainly not easy, and I think you can see that. And those keepers come out and they spread themselves. The angles are narrowed and there's not a great deal to hit.
So Damien Matthew will now have the chance to win it for Palace. Musadik does it again. Again, Palace never looked like scoring. Martin O'Neill, he's loving this.
When Chuck came there, he came to win it, and he certainly did. Didn't give Damien a chance even to get the shot in.
Michael Bell will be next for Wycombe Wanderers. It just gives you a little insight, this though. People always think a one-on-one with a goalkeeper is a formality for the striker. It isn't. Big goalkeeper coming out, and Bell is foiled by Jimmy Glass, as if to underline the point. It's not easy, is it?
Certainly isn't. I'm just wondering if anybody's going to have the nerve to actually maybe step over it, take it to the side, or go round the goalkeeper here this evening. They do have time. It's quite a long period of time to actually get to the goal area and have your shot.
It's 5 seconds they're allowed. It's maybe a bit longer than it seems. And this time Bruce Dyer is foiled. Now this could go on all night.
Certainly could.
We'll have you back for breakfast, Clive.
What a moment here. Simon Garner against Jimmy Glass.
Now, Ian, here's a man who could do it.
Yeah.
Put my neck on the block here.
Yeah, but why hasn't he taken one before? Does he really fancy it? We're getting down to those who probably didn't. Simon Garner, and that's why he didn't fancy it.
Obviously not.
It's the pressure.
Two unbeatable goalkeepers here.
They're in great form.
He pushed it too far ahead of him, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Against the chap.
So can they beat Musadik this time? No, it won't count anyway. Bobby Bowery.
Surely it'll be goalkeeper against goalkeeper soon.
Now I make that 4 misses, is it now, for Palace? And here comes the 4th one now for Wycombe Wanderers to try. We've had 7 misses so far.
This man, Jason Cousins, certainly has had a good evening. Been very impressed with him defensively. He's been solid, very sound.
But it's all worth it.
I tell you what, the bookies are starting to give long odds against if they were laying odds on this. Well, Cousins is now... What? No, I think the goalkeeper's going to have a go. Cousins has walked away, and Musadik, who was the hero at Wonder, now is he going to have a go himself? He can do no wrong, I tell you. In these Wembley Arena occasions, he can't get in the first team at Wycombe because of Paul Hyde's form. Will he beat his opposite number? He's trying to go round him. He's done it! He's done it! Oh, well, that's showing the outfield, boys, isn't it? I'll tell you what, they'll never hear the end of that, will they, at Adams Park?
Well, this night seems to be made for him.
It's simple.
Can he make the save now just to cap it all off?
Jimmy Glass. This is this.
And now Jimmy Glass is going to try to turn the tables. It's all about the goalkeeper's this. He's got to score, otherwise Palace are out. and he has scored. You can't believe this, can you?
Goalkeeper show.
That's 1-1. It goes on. The never-ending shootout. Well, now Jason Cousins, the one who was so reluctant to take the previous kick, is he going to have a go now? He doesn't seem to want to, does he? Wycombe don't know what to do.
I think they've got to start again now and go in the same order.
1-1 in the shootout. I've got an idea. What about Martin O'Neill? No, it's Carroll again. He's already missed once. Here's Carroll. Yes, he's done it that time. He's done it that time, but Palace still have another chance.
Right, it's Darren Pitcher.
Pitcher has to score, otherwise Palace are out.
Big money at stake.
He's missed once.
Pressure, pressure.
Can he make amends? No, it's Wycombe Wanderers again in the shootout. Out go Crystal Palace, and Chuck Musadik is, well, his name's written in lights here, I tell you. He scored, he saved everything that was thrown at him.
It's so unfair.
Darren didn't look happy on the first one, I must say. He never really looked convincing on the second. But Chuck Musadik, he's having a night to remember.
And Wycombe Wanderers go through again.
This is what Wycombe did last year, the shootout specialists. Needed a couple when they won it last year. That's what they've done in their route to the semi-final so far. Belling, Carroll and Cousins. Carroll successful with his second penalty in the marathon shootout in the last round. This is McGavin. And Cousins, the man who lifted the trophy last year. Carroll. Harris got in a touch. And O'Neill to get out of a rather tricky corner. Scott Taylor doing a bit of pushing and pulling.
Come on, where's those Lions fans here tonight? Where's those Wycombe fans?
Carroll. Nice ball. Bell. Good save from David Batika.
It was a good save. With his knees.
McGavin getting caught out by Steve Harris. He's done a good touch in the earlier rounds. O'Neill with the shot. And O'Neill again brought down. That will be a free kick.
Dangerous for Wycombe this. It's on the edge of the box.
Yes, caught as he went through. O'Neill. Carroll clears. Harris. Carroll. McGavin. Signed from Birmingham City on deadline day for £175,000. Carroll. Bell. Carroll again. The barber in front of him. Bent it round well.
Yes, unlucky trying to bend it around the goalkeeper there. Good save.
Phil Barber. Steve Harris. O'Neill. This is Scott Taylor. Barber. And Taylor again. They're pacing, aren't they?
Yes, they're knocking it about well. I mean, a young Millwall side doing well against the holders. They've done very well to get this far again.
McGavin. And Cousins. There's Bell.
I thought that was going to drop in there, Julian. A good block.
And they got lucky with the deflection. Taylor taking on Cousins. And letting fly.
Yes, starting to liven up a bit now.
Taylor's shot just squeaking over.
It's a bit high.
Cousins. McGavin. And Carroll. Cousins. Now Michael Bell. And McGavin. The helter-skelter pace of the earlier games just dropped away a little bit as legs get tired, inevitably.
Yes, you are going to get tired in here, the heat and the short game that it is. And the players have coped very well tonight. It's been some great matches.
£25,000 worth of prize money on offer from the Evening Standard.
Cousins with a free kick. Okay. The Northampton player, Dave Carroll. McDavid.
Unlucky there.
And Neil trying to break away. Cousins. Now Bell.
Just pulled it wide.
It's close. Bell. Phil Barber came quickly across. Possession getting more and more important, I guess.
Yes, Wycombe keeping it well there. Knocking it around. 2 good chances. But it's very close. Nick and cut.
Wycombe yet to score a goal in open play, despite the fact they've reached the semi-finals through their expertise in the sudden death shootout situation.
They did that a lot last year as well, didn't they? So it obviously works for them. They know what they're doing.
They do. Here's Carroll.
Good shake from the kick.
Break on now, Taylor. And Chapman Static commits a howler. Went right through him.
Wycombe unlucky one end, and it breaks off the goalkeeper and right through his legs, I think. I think he was thinking what he's going to do when he's picked it up here instead of just saving it.
Well, the hero of the shootouts, that's an absolute nightmare. If Scott Taylor won't care, 18 years old, striker they signed from Staines.
They all count, don't they?
Here goes Taylor now. Taylor. Simon Garner's on as a substitute. That was his first touch and not a good one.
No, he won't be happy with that. And they've got it all to do now, Wycombe.
Phil O'Neill and Steve Harris. Whitey as first year boy. He'll be enjoying his big night, won't he?
He will be. I think a few of them have tonight.
There's a man at the other end of the scale, Simon Garner.
Yes. Scored plenty of goals in his career.
36 years old. Taylor, the scorer.
Good save. I think it was just going wide, but a good save nonetheless. He's got down on his left hand, pushed it round the post.
Checking down for that one. Here's Dave Carroll. He's been called up though for the first touch that sent it head high.
Yeah, unfortunate there.
Team with Wycombe.
Yeah, his first touch just let him down there.
For a long time, since their conference days. Wycombe through and through.
Well, I bet he's enjoyed the last few years.
Gavin. The block was from Phil Barber, former Palace player.
Millwall are looking quite comfortable at the moment.
Taken away.
Knocking the ball around.
The legendary Evening Standard 5-a-sides coming.
Wycombe have to do something they haven't done all night, and that's score if they're going to get back into this game. Barber. Phil O'Neill. Carroll robbing Scott Taylor.
Did well there, Carroll, down the line.
Corner and McGavin comes in. David Vatika equal to the challenge.
Did he not used to play on the wing for Everton, no?
He is of Polish descent like Vatika, yes. So this for a place in the final against Luton. And Millwall with the 1-goal advantage. McGavin trying to level it up. Cousins and gone. Wycombe the holders, they don't want to let their crown slip now. Garner comes for Carroll. Taylor. McGavin's got a long way to run, but he's taking it on himself. And does the job. Steve McGavin with the equaliser.
Lovely run from McGavin here, twisting and turning, made his space for him, and he slotted it in the corner. Loaded the goalkeeper's right. Lovely finish.
We're making a substitution. Scott Taylor leaves the game. Steve Forbes comes on.
The Wycombe supporters making plenty of noise now here, trying to get behind their team.
Harris. Carroll away. McGavin's touch. Comes for Garner. Yes! 2-1 to Wycombe. The veteran striker does it.
What a great finish, great first touch, and then slotted it in the corner. Great stuff.
Simon Garner, 12 goals in the regular season for him. Gets an important one in the fives.
Lovely finish. Getting a bit rough out there now. Lovely finish from Garner. I've seen him do that so many times in his career.
So, a Wycombe heading into the final. It's Mark Burton. Now Barber. That'll be a kick to Millwall. Garner. And McGavin. Forbes did the covering job.
Tottenham Sadik will be relieved, won't he, after that howler? He will if they go through here, yes. But he's saved them so many times anyway, so hopefully it's down to the outfield players now.
And that's it. The holders, Wycombe, back in the final. They'll meet Luton there. Steve McGavin and Simon Garner, the scorers.
And now the defending champions of the Indian side of fives, Wycombe Wanderers, Chuck Musadik. Jason Cousins. David Carroll. Steve McGavin. Michael Bell. And the subs, Steve Brown and Simon Garner. The scene is set. It's the final. It's Wycombe Wanderers against Luton Town.
Both of these two sides have needed shootouts in 2 of the 3 rounds so far to go through. And isn't it odd? The London five-a-side final is being disputed by a team from Bedfordshire and a team from Buckinghamshire.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a fantastic game. I mean, Wycombe have got everything to play for here. Martin Linney on that far side is really keyed up for this game, and I'm sure they'll feel that they can actually retain the trophy, although I've had a sneaking feeling for Luton throughout this tournament.
I don't think David Pleat's here either. He'd be proud of them. Disciples of Luton's passing game. They are one of the most entertaining sides in Division 1, if a little inconsistent. On their day, very well worth watching. There is young Skelton, played forward towards Priest, cut out by Carroll, that's above head height. Wycombe surprised everybody by winning this last year. The 1-2 between Telfer and Priest breaks down. Wycombe Wanderers looked on their way out in the semi-final and came back with their first 2 goals in normal play of the whole tournament to go through. Great recovery from them. McGavin and Garner, their scorers. Oh, nicely done by Thorpe. Look, for a moment there as if Cousins had almost stepped inside his own area, and that is punishable by a penalty.
Yes, very, very close there, but just about got away with it, but it was right on the line, wasn't it?
Wycombe Wanderers from Division 2, Luton Town from Division 1. And both will be staying where they are next season. For once, Wycombe Wanderers not promoted after their charge through the conference and Division 3. This is Carroll. Cut out, and then Skelton didn't really get hold of it. Here's McGavin, who scored a great goal in the semi-finals. Bell. Cousins with the challenge. Is it a disadvantage to Wycombe, Ray, that they've just played and there's been a little rest for Luton?
Well, I think it could be a slight disadvantage, but also Wycombe are very well warmed up now, that's a certainty, whereas Luton Town have had to sit around for 10-15 minutes before they got a chance to come back into play.
Skelton to Thorpe, takes a deflection off Cousins. But it's all up for grabs now. McGavin cuts it back. Carroll, he didn't step in the area either. Would have counted, but he just couldn't dig it out.
Well, I think that was the problem. He was waiting for the ball to come out of the box and therefore was unbalanced and therefore couldn't keep it down.
Carroll again, he's been one of the most outstanding players on the night for me. McGavin, oh lovely stuff, it's Bell! And a great save by the goalkeeper Calvin Davis. Crucial save by Davis, only 18 years of age, but Carroll again to test him, and again the teenager answers in the affirmative.
Well, he's an outstanding prospect without a shadow of a doubt. He went down a little early there and got away with it with the first opportunity, but the second save was a good one, and I'm sure that David Pleat is more than happy with the goalkeeper he's got coming through the ranks at the moment.
Bell. Jürgen Sammer, of course, is in the way at Luton for young Davis. Bell, oh again, he really has done his stuff in the opening phase, the young goalkeeper. Now what can Luton come up with? Skelton, oh that was a great effort with the left foot.
There's been some good goalkeeping this evening, hasn't there? There's been fine shots and good goal saving.
Carroll. Steve McGavin. Cousins. Wycombe in the final for the second year running. Can they win it again? Bell, who's an exciting winger. Of course, everybody has to have a roving role here, including Cousins here, who tees it up for the half volley in nonchalant fashion. What a finish if he'd done that.
If he had been, but the referee's given a free kick for the ball going above head height here. It's above head height before Calvin Davis actually has to save it, so Luton get the free kick.
Telfer, the Scottish under-21 and B international. Priest, oh this is nice from David Priest. Couldn't find a finish. Coming up towards the end of the first period here. 0-0 at half-time. It's quite tense, this final. They really want this now, these players, having been slogging away out there all night, and Johnson's going to be introduced now, and he's been a key player, ever present in the first team all season, Ray.
Yes, he's looked very, very comfortable on the ball. He's a big lad, he's powerful, I'd say comfortable on the ball, and he's played well this evening.
Martin O'Neill's going to have a quick word with us.
Hey Wembley, do you reckon we can do a Wembley wave here? Let's get the Wembley wave going, come on. Who's going to start the wave? Let's go, come on, let's get
well, maybe we'll catch up with Martin O'Neill a bit later. Let's get on with the action.
Here we go. All around Wembley, come on, get in there. Get the wave going. Here it goes.
No way through, Cousins and Musadik between them now. Johnson, he's really been among the goals so far. 1 goal plus 2 in shootouts for Marvin Johnson. And he's got the fresher legs, having had a little break. McGavin, no, out to Garner, who's now come on. They've given his little legs a rest as well. He scored a great goal in the semis. Garner, the man who starred for Blackburn for so long in their rather less fashionable area.
Yes, but I'm sure he's as happy as anybody else is about what happened yesterday.
Yes, I think if he wasn't here tonight, he might be up at Ewood Park. I think they've been celebrating there again tonight. I think the gates are open at 6:30. Simon Garner, their record goal scorer. Great servant. Here's McGavin, former Colchester and Birmingham man. But Luton, can they break here? Carroll quickly dispatches it out to McGavin. Well, we had a shootout to decide it last year. Will that happen again this time?
I think we need a bit of noise to get this match really buzzing. Come on.
Now, Marvin Johnson may have other ideas. Oh, and then the shot whipped away there. Young Woodsford, who's come on, going close. McGavin, who's got good pair of feet, tricky skills, close control. Carroll to Garner. Johnson's tackle was a fair one, says referee Dermot Gallagher. Skelton wide, and over the top by Woodsford. He's only 18, Ipswich-born lad.
Yes, he's done well. David Priest has come off because, you know, it's been a long night for David, one of the senior members of the Luton squad, and young Woodford's come on and replaced him.
Some tired limbs out there. But somebody has to win this, and soon, even if it is in a shootout. Carroll. Here's McGavin! It's been a splendid night here. Lots of goals, lots of action like this.
Yes, unfortunately they're just snatching at it in a final. Bit of pressure on, all of a sudden shots that he'd normally hit the target with, leant back on it, and we saw they took one of the young fans' head off behind the goal.
It's well played by Cousins to find Garner. Cut out though by the 20-year-old Skelton. Oh, well saved again. Jack Musarik. And Skelton again. That might have hit the outside of the post, and Cousins again, for me, touched that inside the box.
Well, I have to agree with you there, Ian. That to me looks certainly that Cousins put his foot inside the box to drag that ball out.
Garner. Skelton again, who had that tremendous shot a moment or two ago. He's giving it away here to the opposite number 7, Garner. Now, is this inside the box?
Well, I think it proves conclusive that was, but Dermot Gallagher didn't realise or didn't see that instant, but certainly from our point of view, it certainly was inside the box.
Remember, that's punishable by a penalty. It didn't actually, his body didn't go in, but certainly where he contacted the ball, he was inside. So a controversial one. Telfer now for Luton. And again he saves Musarik. He does love these nights here, doesn't he?
Well, we've seen he's made some tremendous saves, and the one mistake that he has made, luckily his teammates have bailed him out of it.
Martin O'Neill was as pleased as Punch when Wycombe won this last year, but there's still work to do. Now they only have to be 2 meters away from the kick. It's not like 10 yards in the real thing. Now McGavin quickly in, has to go alone. McGavin and Garner this time. It's still 0-0.
Into the final 30 seconds.
There's 30 seconds to go.
Well, if it does go to a shootout, I think Wycombe have had more practice at shootouts in the last 2 years than any other team in the competition.
They won't worry about that. They fancy themselves in that. Telfer is wide. Mind you, Luton have won a couple tonight too. Time very nearly up. Carroll will give it a go, I think. McGavin. Oh, he hit the bar! He hit the bar! Right on time.
Well, it's a fantastic shot here, isn't it? And Kelvin Davies went early to his right-hand side there, left his left-hand post and got away with it.
10 seconds left. Woodsford tries an effort, and by the time they get the ball back, I think the whistle will have gone.
Okay, here we go again.
Well, the clock was stopped for a moment. So now it's restarted. McGavin, he's got 3 seconds to do it. Garner comes out. That's it. That'll be it. It's a shootout. The trophy and the £10,000 will depend on the nerve and skill of the players in the interesting shootout that we have in these five-a-side tournaments.
Well, it's all there for Chuck Sadek again to be a hero, isn't it? He's done well so far this evening in the shootout, and there's a chance yet again for him. But Kelvin Davies also is an excellent shot stopper and really spreads himself well.
Now then, we can meet Martin O'Neill this time down there with George Gavin.
Very little left in the offing there for us. We were straight back on again after the semi-final, but honestly we've done as well as we possibly can. It's nice, as I say, to get to the final again, second time round. We have a possibility of doing it yet.
Might change the name yet of the London Fives, because it's Luton and Wycombe done ever so well to get there.
This is the second time. Yes, it's been great for us. The first time we were invited last year, I was delighted that we were. This time here we've justified selection. There's no doubt about that.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
So Martin O'Neill wondering if Wycombe will take that trophy back up the M40 again tonight. They've got a pub, I think, on the ground, haven't they, at Adams Park? They might spark a few celebrations there. There might be one or two unopened bottles of champagne, because they didn't quite make it to the playoffs this time in Division 2, but they had another really good season.
They've had a tremendous season, to get promoted as they did the season before, and then to really be on the fringe of the playoffs and in a playoff position for most of the season. It's been a great effort by Martin O'Neill's team, and they've just missed out this year, but I'm sure that Martin O'Neill will look at the season and say, yes, I've got the foundations, maybe with a couple of signings in a close season, to really get into that playoff position next year.
So here we go. The shootout will decide it. It's Marvin Johnson first for Luton Town. Remember, he's got 5 seconds to get that ball into the net. Chuck Sadek, who won the Man of the Tournament award last year for his heroics in these shootouts, does it again. I think I make that 8 out of 9 times that he's managed to foil the opponent tonight in these shootout situations.
Well, he's so quick off his line, spreads himself so well there. He just shuts down the goal, and all of a sudden the goal disappears when he gets it.
Let's have a look, see what Carroll can do. He can score to give Wycombe the championship again. Well, it's an extraordinary story. Wycombe Wanderers, they get through 4 matches, 3 of them were shootouts. They only scored twice in open play all night, and they are the Evening Standard London five-a-side champions again. Dave Carroll, nerveless.
He just took the ball to the side there, and as soon as Kelvin Davies committed himself, just slotted it past him there, looking at it straight underneath his body. Kelvin Davies did everything he could there, but unfortunately Cousins outwitted him. And yet again, Martin O'Neill's side has won something this year.
Well, Wycombe Wanderers are £10,000 better off, and that's useful money for them. Plus the trophy, plus the kudos, and nice little end of season boost there. Martin O'Neill's down there with George Gavin.
Martin, what is the secret of your five-a-side success?
Haven't a clue. The only time we practice is when we get here. I'm thrilled to bits, honestly. It's like winning the European Cup days. We've won it twice now in the trot, the only 2 times we've been invited here. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I really am.
I know how disappointed you were not to get in the playoffs again, but does this make up a little bit?
No, in fairness, I mean, a different thing completely. If I can be serious for 1 quick second, obviously the playoffs were mighty for us. And but the only good, if there was a consolation, it meant that we could play most of the first team players tonight. I'm thrilled to bits.
Where does the money go, by the way?
Well, last season we had a real hassle. The chairman heard me being interviewed and saying I had actually promised it to the players. After a complete hassle with the chairman, we finally did get it. This time we've sorted it out properly and they've got some money coming for them.
Tremendous. Well done, Martin. Thanks very much again for all the entertainment.
Thank you very much indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the pitch the defending champions. They've done it again, Wycombe Wanderers. The Evening Standard five-a-side trophy and £10,000 presented by Brian Alexander from the London Evening Standard. There it is. The champions have done it again. Also this evening, the runners-up, Charlton and Barnet and Wimbledon, will all collect £750 as well. Millwall and QPR will also get some money as well. £3,000 each. It's big money here tonight. Well done to Wycombe Wanderers, and their crowd have been an absolute credit to them as well tonight. Martin O'Neill must be absolutely delighted.
It's a tremendous achievement, not just to go the very first time and win, but also to go back and retain it. It had only ever been done twice before by two other clubs. And not only that, to pick up both the Man of the Tournament awards consecutively.
Yeah. I think that if you look at it, I mean, the first year we were invited, we were, you know, the old 4th Division club, whatever you say about it, you know, it's they call it 3rd Division now, but it was, and if you talk about, we were involved against Premier League sides, and we've beaten them. And as I mentioned earlier, we were a wee bit no on the first year. Second year we went there, chests out, expectations high, but people really up to the task, and the players were magnificent. Jason Cousins, Davy Carroll, Steve Brown, and Chuck himself, all members of the previous year, all members again of this particular competition. Added Mickey Bell, Steve McGavin and Simon Garner to the whole affair. It's just fantastic for us. It really was brilliant. You know, and to go on and take it for the second time was, as you mentioned, a great feat.
Well, since then, we were all looking forward to getting down to another season and preparing for life in Division 2. And then all of a sudden, right out of the blue, and it was out of the blue because a number of us here had thought that things had calmed down, the speculation about whether you would be staying at the club or whether you were leaving. And then very suddenly, you were off to Norwich City.
Yeah, it was very sudden. I, like you, was looking down or settling down, doing contracts, getting looking to see what we needed again for next season. Suddenly I got the call out of the blue. Even Ivor was away on holiday, and Graham took over the reins. Told me that Norwich had made an official approach, and they'd done the right thing. They'd gone through the channels, and he was giving me permission to speak to them. I went down and spoke to them, and I suppose deep down the fact that we hadn't made promotion this year made the decision a bit easier in that aspect. Had we have gone up, and I've said this even at the press conference at Norwich, had we have got promotion this season, that would have been our 3rd consecutive promotion in 3 years. And I felt then that, you know, us in Division 1, fantastic, you know, a real job to be done there, and it would be nice to see if you could have gone right through into the Premiership. It's just on hold at this minute, that's all it is, you know. Nothing has backfired at all. We're still in fantastic shape here at this football club, but I just felt they're right. I'm getting on in age, you know. If I had been 33, 34, 35, not a problem. A year out of my life didn't really matter. But I suppose as I'm getting, you know, 43 years of age, I feel now that it might just have been the right time. You never know. There's no such thing as good timing in football, but it might just have been the time. And I suppose the old phrase I've used to you many and many a time is that, you know, you might outstay your welcome here. I'd rather go on half decent terms than the crowd baying for my blood out there because we couldn't manage a result against Rotherham.
Yes, one of the good things about the whole thing is that I remember a conversation I had with you and Ivor about 2 seasons ago when it was mooted that if the day ever came, how nice it would be if the two of you could shake hands and say, well, we've both done really well out of this marriage and go our own ways and everybody's happy. And that's exactly the way it's worked out.
I think that's right. You know, I think the club have got, I think, a very, very good deal out of it. They've got compensation. It might really be, the time for someone to come in here have a fresh idea, have a look at it again, and see where he thinks he might be able to improve things. And I'm quite sure that'll be the case. There'll be no end of half-decent applications here for the job, as you've mentioned to me. And as I said, I think I said to you on the Little Blues line, that if Ivor immediately hands him over £500,000 or £600,000 to spend on players, I will kill Ivor. But overall, I've had a fantastic time here, really, really fantastic. It's a magnificent 5 years. The crowd, in all honesty, have been great to me, and I've loved the area and all those things. It's a bigger wrench than you think, actually, leaving. I've just settled into a house for the first time really in 4.5 years, and all that type of stuff. The kids are settled at school, but for better or worse, I'm pushing on.
Interestingly enough, a number of us, in fact a lot of the club, felt this could have happened earlier, especially when Robert Chase came down as chairman with Norwich City to play in the FA Cup, having just lost Mike Walker to Everton, and again you were closely tied with the job then.
Well, if politically I felt at that stage, and looking at it from afar, I felt that when Mike Walker left to go to Everton in very cloudy circumstances, and they put John Dean in charge, if ever a team was pumped up for an FA Cup game here, I would have preferred, for Wycombe's sake, that Mick Walker had prevented, or had been prevented, or stopped himself at least from leaving to we had played the game. But Norwich City were well pumped up. Sutton scored the 2 goals in the cup game. But the point you're trying to make, and the point I'm trying to say, is that I feel then at that time, because the crowd had become sort of anti-Walker for a stage, and John Dean had been pushed into the limelight, I feel that because results went reasonably well in the period, that they had no alternative but to put John in charge. And I think that absolutely right. You know, he'd been there, he'd been the coach at the time, and it was, I think it was necessary to keep some sort of continuity going on. But you know, things haven't exactly worked out for Norwich. They've been relegated. I think, like everything else, you're always under pressure if you're relegated. They've changed the manager around, and they've come and asked for me, and they must fancy me anyway to go out and pay the compensation. I feel that other football clubs would have stayed clear of that. You know, don't really want it. You want to get the manager in the cheap and stuff like this. So all those things taken into consideration, maybe it's the right time. Listen, I'll be judged like every single year here. I'll be judging results. And if the results are not going too cleverly, I won't need Mr. Chase in my back. I won't need anybody. The crowd will be there. You know, the fact that I'm reasonably popular, or was reasonably popular as a player down there, will give me about a 10-minute advantage, and that's about the height of it. Into the first game of the season, be no different. The crowd will be baying for the blood. Why have they missed a couple of goals? And I'm back in the hot seat.
One of the advantages, though, will be that if you can get Norwich back fairly quickly to the Premier Division, it'll be the very place where you've always wanted to work, and it could give you a very good step to a future to one of the bigger clubs in the Premier League if you're successful there.
Well, I hope this video doesn't go out to Mr. Chase. He'll be feeling that if we got up, he would be wanting to keep me. But I said, oh, there would just be no listening to me, and if we got promotion, none at all. I mean, I'm hard enough to listen to now, as if I've done everything here, and as you know, you don't. Oh, is he back on the phone bumming again? Well, I'm telling you, if Norwich went up first time of asking, or in the second year, I'll be giving it the old business. So I'm telling you, Real Madrid wouldn't be good enough after that. No, it'll be. I think it'll be a hard task. Wolverhampton Wanderers proved the point this season. I think they had the stadium in place, the manager was in place, they had everything set up, they were averaging 27,000 people and still didn't make it. So it can happen, but I want to try and get up, first time of asking if it's at all possible. It won't be easy, but then again, the last couple of years here haven't been that easy either, and I'll have a bash.
Finally, just let's talk about some of the memories you've got here at Wycombe Wanderers. I know the obvious ones will come to mind about the FA Trophy and playoffs and all that, but what are some of your really favourite memories of being associated with Wycombe Wanderers Football Club over the 5 years?
Well, it's a brilliant question. You could start from the fact that my very first game against Merthyr Tydfil, which I remember vividly. I met you on the bus going down to was a Ouse service station at the time, just outside Bristol, and I was waiting there as the coach arrived. I had pulled my car from Nottingham, and this bus arrived, and about 3 players jumped off the back, and about 118 committee men come off the front of it. That there just wasn't enough room for the players there. And I know you're laughing, and keep laughing, because your job's in the line. If you're laughing at this here, you'll be under severe pressure from the chairman. And she said, it's all right for me, I can go. And that was a memory in itself. And I thought, I might have to change 1 or 2 things here. But I didn't come in immediately and lambast or anything like that. Steve Abley might disagree. But overall, one of the most pleasing aspects is that 5 years and 4 or 5 months later, I've got 5 or 6 players here who were still there on the very day that I signed at the football club. And that's really pleasing. So the turnover has not been as great here as has been at other clubs. And of that there is no doubt, as Jimmy Greaves might say. Other players who have come and gone in the intervening period. However, anyway, you're talking about memories and things like this. Obviously in first year down at Adams Park, the trophy semi-final against Altrincham, defending a 1-goal advantage from the first leg, going up there. In fact, I've got to say to you, I thought the quarter-final against Norwich Victoria, when Scott scored twice in a mud bath of a pitch, will live in the memory, because it was that close, and we were within that of going out of the competition, and we survived that. Altrincham favourites to win the double that year. We beat them down here to Adams Park 2-1, and a magnificent performance, backs to the walls up at Altrincham to win that and take us through to the final. And I suppose the scenes at the trophy final, when we had got in front of Kidderminster and finally the final whistle blowing, and it was the first tournament, the first major competition, whatever you talk about, that we'd actually won. I think the chairman was ecstatic. He had been to a couple of trophy finals before, and he said, I think you'd have preferred to win the trophy than ever win the league. And I remember him in the Veer suite that night, and he just wouldn't let go of the trophy. So that was a fantastic memory, really brilliant. Obviously the following year, when we went for along with Colchester, we got 94 points, some real sickening memories of that, some fantastic. And I think that the night that the Thursday night, I'm sorry I'm going on here, but I'm going to give it to you. We played with 2 games to go. We knew that goal difference was separating both sides, and if both of us were if we had to win our last 2 games and Colchester would win on the Saturday, then we knew that goal difference was going to make all the difference. And we played Dagenham Redbridge, and we just had to go for goals. And I remember us that we won the game 5 at one stage, we won at 5, but we needed probably 9 goals that evening. And I'll tell you what, all of Colchester were at the game, and I think at half-time they were genuinely worried. It was just goal after goal, and one of the great performances I've seen from a Vauxhall Conference side. So much so that I remember Creaser, we had won the game 5, but we were just kept going and going and going. And I never saw a man so tired at the end, because he was up and down trying to get us another goal. And it was just a magnificent performance. Unfortunately, on the Saturday, we ended up beating Witton Albion, but Colchester beat Barrow at Colchester, and they won it by 6 goals. Next season was going to be very, very difficult. I felt that was I really should have said was the time to get out. And I remember thinking pre-season, this is a long way ahead of us. This is something I don't really envisage, to lift players again, to lift myself, the whole staff up again. But to our eternal credit, the players stuck at the task. We got off to a magnificent start, and we sort of steamrollered opposition for the first 3 or 4 months. We found it hard going for a while, because Slough were still sticking with us. And the night we beat Slough 1-0 down here, when we had 7,000 people in at Adams Park. And to me, if anyone was asking me at the beginning of my reign here, could we ever fill this ground for a Vauxhall Conference game, I've said it would have been pretty difficult. Lovely ground. But that night there was about 500 up on the hillside, and despite Andy Kerr being sent off, Scott scoring the goal and then coming off with an injury. It was a magnificent win, and that was about the first night I really genuinely felt, listen, it's going our way, we'll win the championship. Even though people say, no, if you didn't win it this week, you'd win it the week after. And in the trophy that year, we get another great run. Honestly, we had the semi-final at Sutton, to me, is probably the memory of all of them. You know, I don't know why it is. It was just it was an evening. We had been beaten 3-2 in the first leg here, and we had everything to do. We had changed the side round a bit. Scott declared himself fit on the Thursday night against, even though he'd not done any training for about 3 weeks, and we went in and changed the side right round. Even Alan Parry, who had, I've got to say, great faith in my ability to manage, thought, I don't believe this. What side has he put out here? I remember him saying to me he had actually felt that I honestly don't know what he's thinking, because we put certain players here, changed the whole thing round, and in fact we changed a few positions. That was really all it was, but generally it was the nucleus of the side that was going to carry us through. And if you'd said to me, if you'd walked into the dressing room at 2:45 and we're a goal behind and it's a dust bowl of a pitch, you know, and all, you know, there's going to be little football played in the game, I'd have said to you at 2:45, seeing the mood of the players, and you would never get beaten in the game. And Matty Crosley scored a couple of great goals from corner kick, free kick, whatever there was that were coming in. We got a goal in front, and we never looked back. And just a 15-minute spell just after half-time when we scored 3 was unbelievable. And that was one evening with the sun just coming right over the ground at the time, that if we had played to the following Saturday, I would never have left the seat. To me, it was a fantastic moment. Really, really brilliant. We'd got to the trophy final again, and all the anxieties that we had from the previous year had just disappeared out the window. We were going to win the championship, and suddenly we were at Wembley as well. And to me, it was fantastic. The beating of Runcorn at Wembley, obviously a terrific moment, but getting there was wildly important.
It really is a tremendous career to look back on, isn't it? Besides all the other smaller items set against that, you can talk about the Drinkwise Cup that we won, the 2 Evening Standards, the 3 Championship Shields that will never ever be equalled, I don't think. Tremendous achievement.
I mentioned to you all about Vauxhall Conference days. The whole idea of me coming here, as the chairman said, was to get Wycombe out of the Vauxhall Conference, and suddenly we were playing league games as well. To, you know, the day, the playoff final against Preston North End, and Davy Carroll's goals coming from behind again, where at half time we were 2-1 down, when in essence we should have been about 4-1 up. And just a fight back, a determination among the players, you know, not to get beaten. We were not going to let this day disappear. Simon Garner's equaliser just into the second half, and from that minute onwards, you know, felt this is ours. Against Preston, who actually for the first time at Wembley, something new to us, we were actually outnumbered in opposition, and a terrific moment. You know, first year, as I say, getting promotion. And you know, and to find out that we haven't even played 100 games in the football league, to find out the position that we're in, well, it really is. It's been remarkable. So I'm delighted for all those things, and in case it goes wrong, maybe that's why I'm getting out. It won't go wrong, as the Ivor said to me. The players are in place. I think that with all the players coming back to fitness, it'll be the strongest squad we've ever had here. So I think there's a decent legacy to be left.